Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Valkyrie basketball here at the 2020 Western B Divisional basketball tournament. The 8 o'clock game tonight, scheduled for 8 o'clock, running a little bit behind. They had an overtime game earlier, and I'll get all the scores for you here before the end of the evening. And this pregame brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club, featuring machines and weights, cardio machines, and internet cable screens, state-of-the-art fitness and hammer, strength, weight machines, gymnasium, basketball court, swimming pool, locker rooms, Pilates, aerobics, yoga, spin, indoor and outdoor courts. Indoor courts for racquetball and squash, and outdoor courts for tennis. Hex indoor tanning bed, on-site Ask a Trainer desk, concierge desk. And what's new, the Mesa Functional Training Area, the Jungle Gym Daycare, along with the new recovery room, all at the Montana Athletic Club, proud sponsors of Bigfork High School Athletics. Had a chance to talk with the head coach, Courtney Gutlock, before the ball game, and here is what she had to say here on the pregame show. Well, good evening and welcome to Hamilton, Montana, and the 2020 Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. And this evening's 8 o'clock game, the nightcap. I'm here with the head coach of the Bigfork Valkyries, Courtney Gutlock. And welcome to the Divisionals, your first year as the head coach. Talk about the end of the season, how your team is. You know, they finished, I believe you're 12-8 on the season going into this ball game.
We did. We finished third in the conference, which was a little disappointing for us, but we had a really good game against Mission, and I felt like we've had a really good week of practice. We're fairly healthy, and I think the girls are excited.
You take on Anaconda. Anaconda took second to Loyola, so they're number 2 seed coming out of 6B. But if we look all the way back towards the beginning of the season, I believe it was December 21st, you were able to take care of Anaconda by 14, 60-46. So what do you have to do? I know things change over the season. How has your team progressed, and how you haven't faced Anaconda again, but what do you have to do to match up and take care of them tonight?
Well, I will say that I've watched some film on Anaconda. They're definitely a lot better than when we played them earlier on the season. They took Loyola down to the wire districts. So I do feel that they are definitely a different team than what we faced earlier in the season, and I feel we are also matured and improved as well. But we are definitely going to have to play well. We are going to have to rebound well. That has definitely been our nemesis lately, and so we definitely have to out-rebound them.
So that's a big thing, especially for the 5'11" Ansley Edgerton underneath. She's got to just do what she's been doing, boxing out first and getting that loose ball. Everybody's got to box out tonight.
Everybody has to box out. We can't give up a bunch of second chance points to this team. They're very aggressive on the boards, and we need to take care of business on that.
So, like the boys in Anaconda, Coach Hollow slowed the game down. Are you looking to run a little bit with it? Because you guys got a little more speed and able to run at times with some of these teams, or are you looking to work inside out?
We do. We want to, we really did focus on our transition game to try to push the ball up, because I do think we do have some speed on them. I think we have a little more depth than them as well. So we do want to, this is a big floor, so we want to kind of push it and try to fatigue them.
That would be good. Yeah, your bench goes deep. You even got some freshmen. It's a lot of speed that can come off. I'm thinking of Chapius, first of all, off the bench, and then Nadu. Chapius is really quick. You got Audrey Benz, who's quick, and then even Zoe Albert, kids like that will makes your bench a lot deeper. So hopefully you have able to run against Anaconda tonight.
That is kind of one of our big focuses. So
even though you finished the regular season in second place, right? And Anaconda, I believe, looking back at the record, they were also second at 12-6, and they come into the game at, I believe, 12-8 also, or maybe 13-6. I think it doesn't matter. With divisional time, you start over. It's 0-0, and hopefully your girls are ready to play tonight. Ansley's always the key underneath, but outside we got to have Emma, and we got to have
Izzy Santa Stevens hitting those big threes, and that really opens things up. And then, McAnally always taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, I think our last couple losses, we definitely did not shoot well from the outside. So teams kind of just sank it in on our inside game, and Ansley had a hard time. So we definitely need to get some scoring from the outside to open it up on the inside for us. And I think we need to definitely attack the basket, be more aggressive. I need Emma to really be aggressive in attacking the basket tonight.
Well, I thought that was key, even though you lost that semifinal game to Eureka, by 3 points at home on Friday night. You were able to bounce back, and that was kind of key because that puts you in the third seed, playing Anaconda, rather than the 4 seed where you would have had to face Loyola. So a better matchup on this side. You wouldn't see Loyola to the very end as well. So how do you like your chances tonight against Anaconda then?
I like our chances. I really think if we come out and play our game and play like I know we can, I think we have a very good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. It's great to be back here, especially at Divisionals, and back and watching you guys play again. Sorry I missed out, but I kept track when I could get some Wi-Fi and watch what you guys were doing. So I'm excited. The boys played well this morning, and I'm excited for you guys tonight and your opportunity, because I think the way you guys play and with the level you can play at, you can beat anybody at any given time, even play with Loyola. So tonight I'm expecting a great game from you guys against the Lady Copperheads.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Courtney Gunlock, for joining me on the pregame show here in Hamilton, Montana.
All right, that was head coach Courtney Gunlock of the Bigfork Valkyries. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vals, with you. And don't forget Northwestern Energy. If you're a player in energy efficiency, Northwestern Energy can give you some coaching, like replacing standard light bulbs with compact fluorescent lamps and looking for Energy Star labeling when shopping for new appliances. Northwestern Energy Efficiency Plus programs help you get more for your energy dollar. Northwestern Energy, proud sponsor of Montana High School athletics. Hey, we're about ready to get underway. Bringing up your starting lineup. The starting lineups is going to be brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Food for all your grocery needs, including an amazing bakery and deli at 8111 Highway 35 in Bigfork, Montana. 837-5010. The nightcap ready to get underway, and starting for the Copperheads, it'll be a 5'8 junior, number 2, Mia Sullivan-Sanders. And then a 5'5 sophomore guard, number 5, Sammy Johnson. A junior at 5'5, number 10, Megan Rich. The coach's daughter, a senior at 5'10", number 22, Isabel Saltenberger. And number 24 is a 5'8 senior, Logan Stetzner, for head coach Andy Saltenberger, assisted by Mark Torney and Mary Sandoval. The managers, Megan Sanders and Kara Fortner. For the Valkyries tonight, the usual suspects starting off for Bigfork. It'll be the sophomore 5'7 guard, number 11, Emma Beth. Audrey Benz, number 14, a 5'5 junior guard. Ansley Edgen in the post, a 5'11 senior, number 24. Isabella Santa-Steven, a 5'7 forward. A senior forward, number 33, and a 5'5 important point guard, running the show, senior. Number 40, Ashton McAnally, for head coach Courtney Gunlock, assisted by Brandy Couture and Jasper Torres. The managers, Monique Gomez, Quinn Nissen, and Maggie Pizzola. We'll get underway here as they are announcing the starting lineups here in Hamilton, Montana, in alternating order this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. A little bit late, and looking at your scores on the girls' side, Thompson Falls just defeated Deer Lodge 50-33 in the game prior, and the winner of this ball game will take on Thompson Falls tomorrow night at 8 p.m. right here. Loser, they get Deer Lodge at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. And I'll go down the girls' side. Earlier at 12 o'clock, it was Loyola 75-38 over Mission. Loyola will take on Florence, a 53-52 winner. You should have seen the finish of that ball game. Eureka, 12 seconds ago, inbound scores, and with about 6 seconds to go, and Florence ran it up the court, threw it up, and able to score the bucket and win by 1. And just an exciting ball game down here in the divisional action. So Loyola and Florence put them all at 6:30. Mission and Eureka will play at 12 in a loser-out ball game on the boys' side while we're finishing up introductions. The first ball game of the day, it was Eureka, the 1 seed out of 7B, losing to Arlee 58-51. So Arlee moves into the semifinals at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, and they will take on the Bigfork Vikings. The Vikings a 48-43 win over Anaconda. That means Eureka and Anaconda will face out in a loser-out ball game tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. On the other side of the bracket, it was Deer Lodge, 54-42 win over Thompson Falls. They'll move into the 5 o'clock semifinal ball game, taking on Loyola, who was a 60-51 winner over Mission. Mission and Thompson Falls play at 10:30 tomorrow morning in loser-out action. Now you're caught up with all your scores from the Western B basketball tournament. Ready for tip-off, it's Edgerton tipping it off against number 22, Saltenberger, and we're ready to go here in Hamilton, Montana. Anaconda wins the tip, gets it to Stetzner. Stetzner will give it up. Shot by Sammy Johnson, three-point shot, no good. Edgerton fighting for it underneath and takes it away. Does McAnally, takes it away from Sanders and dribbles up the court quickly up. Barrett over the right, or left wing, to Santa Stevens. Three-point shot off the bank by Barrett, who found out the bank is open late, and a three-point lead early by the Valkyries. Saltenberger over baseline to Saltenberger. And jumper is good for two, and McAnally will bring it up the court here in Hamilton. Gives it up to Barrett. Barrett top of the key. We'll kick it over to Benz. Benz looking in the corner. Santa Stevens in the left corner will kick it out. Gives it up to Benz. Over to Barrett. Bigfork in their dark black with blue trim uniforms. Visitor uniforms. That's a 3 seed. Santa Stevens in the corner on the right side. Kicks it. And ill-advised pass as Stetzner steals it away. And quickly Anaconda is up the court. Throws it up. No good. Santa Stevens right there. Grabs the rebound. Corrals it. Throws it up for Barrett. Barrett will bring it across the timeline quickly and kicks it out to Benz. Anaconda in their whites with blue numbering and a little blue trim. And they're heading right to left on your dial. The Valkyries heading left to right. And Edgerton shot inside the key up and bounces in for two at a 5-2 lead on your Gilyard Painting scoreboard as the Valkyries lead early. Kicks it out. McAnally knocks it away. Playing safety back there for the Valkyries. 6:11 to go here in quarter number one, and the Valkyries up early 5-2. Inbounding to Sanders, and McAnally reaches in. Well, she'll get called for the personal, her first, and the first team foul on the Valkyries. Gets it into Stetzner. Stetzner rolls it over. And, Megan Rich on the drive puts it up. She gets fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. And that is the first personal on number 24, Ansley Edgerton. Rich's first shot up. Rolls off the rim and no good, and she'll get one more. 406-270-7384. Text me, let me know. I know Heather Hallett and family are listening out there. Rich's second shot off the front of the rim, off the backboard, and drops at a 5-3 lead by the Valkyries. Inbound to Benz. Benz will bring it across the timeline in the front court for Bigfork. Heading left to right on your dial. Benz tries to throw it up. Forces it in, stolen away by Anaconda, and Stetzner quickly up the court, throws it underneath, and shot thrown up by number 5, Sammy Johnson, no good. And Stetzner will come up with a loose ball, throws it up, she gets fouled, and that's going to be the second personal on McAnally, and second team foul. And Logan Stetzner will go to the line to shoot two. First shot up off the rim and no good. And checking in the ball game for the Valkyries, it'll be number 22, Scout Nadeau. Nadeau, the 5'9" freshman, has played well down the stretch. Second shot on the way, good by Stetzner. And a 5-4 lead for the Valkyries with 5:43 to go here in quarter number one. Barrett, top of the key, looks in the corner, throws it to Santa Stevens in the left corner. Back to Barrett, three-point shot on the way, off the back of the rim, and no good. And fighting for the rebound is Barrett as she follows her shot and drives baseline, and a blocking foul called on Anaconda. That'll be on number 2. Mia Sullivan-Sanders had as her first team foul on Anaconda. Benz bringing it inbounds. Kicks it out to Barrett, top of the key. Barrett looking to drive. Forces it up, throws it up. A nice floater is good from inside the free throw line. And a 7-4 lead for the Valkyries. 5:20 to go here in quarter number one. Johnson gets it up to Sanders. Sanders driving. Tries to kick it underneath Saltenberger. Knocked and stolen away by Edgerton. Tries to get up to Nadeau. Nadeau loses out of bounds in the front court. And Anaconda with the basketball. Johnson inbounding to Stetzner. Back to Johnson on the left wing. Three-point shot on the way is good by Sammy Johnson. And Anaconda ties the game at 7. Quickly bends up the court. Top of the key. Gives it over to Barrett. Barrett, left corner to Santa Stephen. Back out to Barrett. Over to Benz. Trying to move the basketball around. Santa Stevens in the right corner now. Gives it up to Edgerton. Edgerton's shot on the way. Just short, no good. Stetzner with the rebound for Anaconda. And she'll bring it up the right side. Quickly throws it down the court. And number 10, Rich, can't handle it out of bounds. It'll be Bigfork basketball. And checking in the ball game is Madison Chapius replacing Scout Nadeau. And Coach Gunlock having a few words with the freshman, telling her what she needs to do. Kicks it over. Santa Stephen in the right corner. Back out to Barrett. To Benz on the left side. Benz looking. Top of the key, Chapius. Three-point shot on the way off the rim on the right side, and Saltenberger will come up the rebound for Anaconda as Barrett tries the three. Doesn't get it. Sanders looking to drive all the way, and she's out of control. Loses it out of bounds for Anaconda. It'll be Bigfork basketball. 4:08. We're tied at 7 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard here in Hamilton, Montana. Barrett up quickly. Gives it over to Benz. Benz at the top of the key looking. Finds Chapius at the free throw line. Chapius out to Barrett. Over to Benz. Left side. In the corner to Edgerton. Edgerton feeds it underneath to Chapius. Chapius looking to drive. Kicks it out up and under. And up and out. But Edgerton comes up the rebound. Puts it up no good. And Bigfork fighting for it. And Barrett knocks it out of bounds. Check that. Barrett was out of bounds when she tried to throw it off Johnson. And it'll be Anaconda basketball. Johnson gets it up to Stetzner. Stetzner right side over to Rich. Rich, three-point shot on the way for Anaconda off the rim, and Sanders comes up with a rebound, fighting for it. Here there in the key, and the whistle blows, and a foul called on number 11. That's Emma Barrett's first and 14th foul on the Valkyries. Number 32, Alyssa Peterson, along with number 30, Cora Kelly, will check in for Anaconda. Stetzner gets the ball inbounds, throws up the jumper, and good for 2. 9-7. The Valkyries are trailing. Into Benz quickly. Up the court. Benz will bring it to the top of the key. And she'll look. Gives it to Chapius. Chapius free throw line. Out to Edgerton. Edgerton back to Chapius underneath to Benz. Over to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive. And drives off the backboard. No good. And runs down her own loose ball, gives it over to Santa Stephen. And Santa Stephen will set it up and give it to Benz at the top of the key for the Valkyries with 2:55 to go. Chapius over to Santa Stephen, looking to get his shot off. Out to Barrett. Barrett top of the key. Drives by, off the backboard, off the rim, and drops for Emma Barrett that ties the game at 9. 2:40 to go. Quickly up. Three-point shot on the way by Peterson is no good. And the whistle blows on the rebound. And they'll call a personal foul, number 24, Ansley Edgerton. That is her second and 15th foul. And Meredith Bedford checks in for Bigfork. Along with Scout Nadeau. Inbound to Anaconda. Underneath as Nadu comes up the rebound. Chapius with the basketball in the backcourt. Chapius tries to throw it to Barrett. Knocked away, and Stetzer comes up with it for Anaconda with about 2 minutes to go to halftime. Stetzer, crossover drive off the backboard, and good. Scores for the Lady Copperheads. Meredith Bedford inbound to Chapius, back to Bedford. And Bedford will bring it to the top of the key. Feeds it over to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive. Feeds over to Bedford in the corner. And Meredith feeds it up to Chapius. Chapius kicks it out to Barrett. Top of the key, three-point shot on the way, no good. Bedford right there with the rebound, puts it off the backboard, and good to tie it at 11 with 1:40 to go on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Johnson, Stetzer looking to shoot the three-point shot, feeds it over on the far side to Peterson. Peterson on the drive, runs in a scout nadir, back to Johnson. Johnson will kick it out to Saltenberger. Saltenberg with the basketball, looking to drive, kicks it out to Cora Kelly. Three-point shot is no good. Rebounded there by Scout Nadir. We'll give it up to Chapius. Chapius quickly up the right side for the Valkyries. She'll throw in the corner to Barrett. And knocked away by Peterson. And it'll remain Bigfork basketball. Sanders returns along with number 10, Rich, for Anaconda. We're tied at 11 with 1:10 to go on the UPS Store scoreboard. Santa Stephen to Chapius, back to Santa Stephen. Gets her shot, throws it up, she gets fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot three as she gets fouled on the three-point try by Isabella Santa Stevens, and that is the first personal. Number 32, Alyssa Peterson, and a second team foul. First shot off the back of the rim and no good by Isabella Santa Stevens. Just needs to relax, reach your hand in the cookie jar. Second shot is up and the bottom of the net by Isabella Santa Stephen. She'll get one more as the Valkyries take the lead 12-11 with 1:04 going here in quarter number one. Second shot is good, and the Valkyries lead 13-11 on the UPS Store scoreboard. Stetzner for Anaconda, across the timeline over to Rich. Rich left wing. Throws it underneath Santa Stephen, knocked away by Bigfork, and goes out of bounds as Barrett can't save it. It'll remain Anaconda basketball on the far side near the Bigfork bench. Stetzner to inbound. Gives it up to Sanders. Over to Peterson. Peterson throws up the three-point shot, no good. And Sanders tries to save it, and it goes out of bounds off Anaconda. And it'll be Bigfork basketball with 44 seconds to go here in quarter number one. A lot of action going on, a good ball game here. As Benz brings it up the court for Bigfork. Gives it over to Beth. Beth in the corner to Santa Stephen. Trying to get a three-point shot off. Needs to be a little bit quicker about that. Benz will give you the right corner. Santa Stevens, three-point shot on the way. Nothing but the bottom of the net by Santa Stevens. And a 5-point lead with 20 seconds to go here in quarter number one. Stetzner quickly up. Rich with the basketball. Kicks it over to Peterson, and they're going to call a foul on Bigfork. And that is the second personal on Emma Beth, and the 16th foul on the Valkyries here in the first half already. 14.4 to go. Anaconda, Sanders gets it over to Stetzner. Stetzner looking to drive the baseline for Anaconda. And they'll call a player control foul on number 2. That's Sanders for the illegal screen. That's her second, third team foul. Bedford gets it into Benz. Benz quickly up, looking. Kicks it over to Bedford. Bedford looking. Knocked away. And Sanders comes up with thrown up at the buzzer. And 1 quarter complete here from Hamilton, Montana in the 2020 Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. It is back here with the start of the second quarter from Hamilton, Montana. All right, welcome back to Hamilton, Montana. James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows. And it'll be Valkyrie basketball to start quarter number 2. We got Santa Stevens, Benz, Chapius, Bedford, and Nadeau in the ball game for the Valkyries. Johnson, Rich, Peterson, Saltenberger, and Kelly in for Anaconda. Top of the key, Benz with the basketball, gives it over to Bedford. Back to Scout Nadeau. Throws it right through. Benz comes up with the basketball and dribbles around, gives it up to Santa Stevens. Isabella at the top of the key. He's going to throw up a 3-point from a long way out, and Chapius comes up with the rebound. Crossover, puts it up, no good, and slapped around there, and Chapius will come up with a loose ball. He's going to go again, kicks it out to Santa Stevens, and Bigfork will set it up. Benz with the basketball, top of the key, looking to set up the offense for the Valkyries. Into Chapius, kicks it over to Santa Stevens. On the right wing, back to Chapius. Underneath it, Nadeau throws it up short. And Saltenberger will come up the rebound for Anaconda. Underway here in the second quarter. Saltenberger drives, kicks it out. Johnson off the rim and no good. And Rich comes up the loose ball, throws it up off the rim and no good. But Kelly right there with a putback for Anaconda. Benz quickly up the court, will kick it up. Nadeau, 3-point shot from the corner, on the way, no good. And number 5, Johnson, saved by Saltenberger in the backcourt. And back to Johnson. Johnson will bring it across the timeline. Kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson back out to Johnson. Johnson over to Rich. Rich right wing. Will kick it over to 32. Peterson on the drive. Off the rim and no good. And Nadeau right there for a rebound. And a 30-second timeout taken by the Valkyries as Gunlock, Courtney, trying to settle her players down and run the offense. 16-13 Valkyries lead, 6:23 to go till halftime on your Bigfork Harvest Foods scoreboard. 406-270-7384. Let me know you're listening out there. On BFSD events here on YouTube. I know we're live and listening. All right. And we're back to action. Bedford will inbound to Benz. Brings it across the timeline as the Valkyries are in early foul trouble with McAnally and Edgerton. So Nadeau and Chapius will have to step it up off the bench. Santa Stevens on the right wing gives it out to Benz, top of the key. Benz with the basketball, looking to drive, gives it over. Chapius kicks it out. Bedford, Benz, top of the key. Benz looking to drive, puts it up, and off the backboard is good by Andre Benz. For the Valkyries, quickly up to Rich. Rich across the timeline with the basketball for Anaconda. In the corner to Peterson. Peterson looking. Feeds it out to Kelly. Kelly shot on the way. Bounces around, and Nadeau comes up with the rebound. Gives it to Bedford. Back to Benz. Benz brings it across the timeline for Bigfork. And a 5-point lead for the Valkyries. 5:23 to go on your painting scoreboard. The Valkyries lead 18-13. Chapius on the drive, looking off the backboard, off the rim, and drops for Madison Chapius. And the lead's up to 7, 20-13. Quickly up. Johnson over to Rich. Rich left wing. We'll kick it back to Johnson. Top of the key. Extended. Chapius right there guarding it. And Anaconda will take a full timeout. 4:59 to go here till halftime, and the Valkyries lead early, 20-13 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. And I don't want to forget Northwestern Energy. Coaches want players to focus their energy on winning the game. Northwestern Energy wants to help you focus on using energy efficiently. Learn how you can get the most for your energy dollar by visiting Northwestern Energy's Efficient Plus website at northwesternenergy.com/energy. Northwestern Energy, a proud sponsor of the Montana High School Association. Thank you to Northwestern Energy. Great to be here from Hamilton, Montana, day 1 of the 2020 Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. And here, and just before halftime with 4:59 to go, just under 5 minutes till halftime, and the Valkyries have a 7-point lead. And Edgerton will come back in the ball game with those 2 personals. And Nadeau has a seat to get a breather. Into Johnson, over to Stetzer. Stetzer, right wing. So kick it underneath to Johnson. Johnson throws it out to Rich. Rich, nearly taken away by Benz. Dribbles around her back. Rich, and she's going to get fouled from behind by Audrey Benz, who tried to go for the steal, came behind late. And that's Audrey's first 17th foul on the Valkyries. And that will put Anaconda at the line 1-1 as Megan Rich will go. Shoot 1-1 for Anaconda. First shot up, no good. Rebounded there by Bigfork. Chapius, the freshman, will quickly bring it up the right side for the Valkyries. Gives it up to Benz. Benz, free throw line. Gives it over to Edgerton kicks it out to Bedford's three-point shot off the rim, and Stetzer comes up with a rebound. Across the line does Anaconda. We'll kick it over to Rich. Rich looking. Gives it up. Cora Kelly. And Bedford with the rebound kicks it out quickly to Benz. Benz looking to run. And on the end line, Benz looked like it went off the foot of Johnson. And Benz tried to recover it, couldn't. 4 minutes to go here until halftime. Johnson with the basketball for Anaconda. Gives it over to Rich on the left wing. Rich looks to drive, kicks it over. And knocked away there on the floor is Bedford. And Bedford with a nice hustle, but she knocks it out of bounds. And Mia Sullivan-Sanders with 2 fouls returns for Anaconda, replacing Cora Kelly. And Sanders to inbound underneath on the near side. And their basket gives it quickly into Rich. Rich out to Saltenberger. Crossover on Edgerton. Knocked away by Chapius. And Chapius with the basketball can quickly dribble up the court. The freshman gives it up. Santa Steven looking. And she'll pull it out. Smart job by the senior. Gives it out to Benz. Top of the key, nothing there. Underneath Chapius. Chapius going to try to go up and under. Kicks it back out to Benz. Benz on the drive. Looking. Kicks it out. 2-point shot on the way off the rim and no good by Santa Steven. And Johnson will come up the rebound for Anaconda. Quickly up. Stetzer. Stetzer looking to drive. And she's bumped by Benz. And that'll be Audrey's second and 18th foul. Team fouls here in the first half. 8 against Bigfork, only 3 against Anaconda. And Logan Stetzer will go to the line to shoot 2. 3:14 to go here to halftime. Valkyries lead 20-13 on your Gilliard Painting scoreboard. And Stetzer will get one more for the Lady Copperheads. Second shot on the way out the rim, no good. Edgerton gets the rebound. She'll give it over to Chapius. Chapius up the right wing. Gives it up to Benz, but Johnson steps in. And Johnson throws it up off the rim and drops for 2. Ill-advised pass there. And Benz couldn't do nothing about it. 20-15, 2:55 to go. Over to Chapius. Edgerton on the right wing. And held ball. The arrow points towards Anaconda as they're trying to involve Ansley Edgerton. And checking in for Chapius, it will be Scout Nadeau with 2:50 to go and a 5-point lead for the Valkyries. Johnson across the timeline. Over to Stetzer, right wing. Back door, feeds Rich. Rich throws it up and no good. And Edgerton comes up with the rebound and she's going to be fouled. And we'll see who the foul's on. It's going to be against Isabel Saltenberger, her first 14th foul. And Benz will inbound to Bedford, back to Benz. Audrey, top of the key, looking. Feeds it up to Edgerton at the free throw line. Santa Steven for the right wing. Off the rim and no good. And Scout Nadeau fights for it. And they'll call a foul on Scout Nadeau. That is her first. And I believe that's the 9th team foul on the Valkyries. And a 1-and-1 for Mia Sullivan-Sanders. So 9 team fouls already against Bigfork. And Sanders at the line, 1-and-1. Shot up is good by Mia Sullivan-Sanders. And she'll get one more. 2:21 to go to halftime, 2016. The Valkyries lead on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Sanders, one more is good, and they pull within 7. The Valkyries haven't scored in a while, need to put a bucket in. And bends quickly up the timeline. Gives it up. Edgerton at the top of the key, looking to drive, pulls it up. Jumper, no good. And Santa Stephen fighting with Johnson. Loose ball. Saltenberger comes up with it for Anaconda in the backcourt. Johnson with the basketball. Good job. Shot there by Edgerton. Just can't put it in the hole. Stetzer, right wing, three-point shot on the way. Ties the game at 20 with under 2 minutes to go. 150 and counting. Bends into Bedford. And the Valkyries going dry at the well on a little bit of shooting slump here in the latter part of the second half. Benz gives it to Edgerton. On the right wing, throws it up and hits the backboard. Misses it. Johnson comes up with the basketball for Anaconda. Over to Stetzer. 3-point area on the right wing, and she'll give it up to Rich. Rich, top of the key. Over to Johnson. Johnson shoots up off the backboard. No good. Misses everything. Bedford. And Johnson comes from behind and takes it away from Bedford. Rich trying to drive in. Gives it to Johnson. Off the rim and no good. But right there is Stetzer to put it back for Anaconda, and they take a 2-point lead with 1 minute to go here till halftime. Benz looking. Drives. Gives it up. Baseline. And fouled on the play is number 24, Ansley Edgerton, as she misses the shot, but she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. That is the 3rd foul on number 2, Mia Sullivan-Sanders, and the 15th foul. Edgerton, first shot. Rolls it off the rim, off the backboard, and good. Pulls within 1. Chapius comes in for Benz. So Benz doesn't pick up that 3rd personal. And Peterson back in for Anaconda. One more for Edgerton. Up, nothing but the bottom of the net. And we're tied at 22 with 52 to go here in the first half. Johnson across the timeline. Top of the key, guarded by Chapius. Over to Stetzer. Stetzer looks underneath Peterson and left her wide open. And Peterson scores in the back door to take a 2-point lead. Chapius up the court, looking, feeds it underneath. Edgerton looking to drive, kicks it out. Scout Nadeau, 3-point shot from the right corner is good for 3. And the Valkyries take a 1-point lead, 25-24. Johnson quickly up. Across the timeline, gives it over to Peterson. Back underneath the goal. Throws it away, does Cora Kelly, as she was trying to hit number 32, Alyssa Peterson. And Bigfork will hold for 1 shot with a 1-point lead and 11 seconds to go. Chapius all the way, feeds it to Scout Nadeau, 3-point shot on the way. Nadeau makes another from the corner, the freshman. 2 back-to-back threes as the clock will run out here at halftime. So the freshman Scout Nadeau from the right corner nails 2 threes back-to-back. And the Valkyries take a 28-24 lead into halftime on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. And a nice job by the freshman, Nadeau. I'll get your halftime stats and be back here in Hamilton, Montana, as halftime will be brought to you by Gilliard Painting. For all your painting needs, I'll be back. As the halftime score is the Valkyries 28 and the Lady Copperheads 24, and the Valkyries, or Bigfork High School cheerleaders and cheer studs performing here at halftime. I'll be right back here in Hamilton, Montana. All right, welcome back to Hamilton, Montana, 2020 Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. James LaFontaine with you. Glad to be with you here and back from vacation. Just to let you know, I got to hold in Rotan, Honduras. My wife and I got to hold a sloth. Once in a lifetime opportunity. But we'll get back to basketball. Now that we're back, we'll take a look at your halftime stats first of all. Scoring-wise for Anaconda, 2 points, 2 for 2 at the free throw line is Mia Sullivan-Sanders for 2 points. 5 points by Johnson, Sammy Johnson, 3-pointer in the first and 2 in the second. 1 for 3 at the free throw line is Megan Rich. 2 by Saltenberger. Leading the way is Stetzner with 12 and 2 by Peterson. So 11 in the first, 13 in the second, and 24 total for Anaconda. For the Valkyries, Meredith Bedford with a key 2. Emma Beth with 7 in the first, didn't score in the second as she got a little bit of foul trouble. Audrey Benz with 2 and a nice drive. Chapius as well with 2. 2 big threes back-to-back at the end of the first half by Scout Nadeau, and she has 6 points. For Ansley Edgerton, 2 in the first and 2 for 2 at the free throw line, so 4 points, and was in foul trouble, but she only has 2, so she should be good to go in the second half. Santa Stephen hit a big 3, hit a 2 for 3 on the free throws, so she has 5, 16 in the first, 12 in the second. McAnally in foul trouble with 2 as well, along with Edgerton and also Barrett and Benz, I believe. So they'll be good for the second half. 16 in the first, 12 in the second, 28 here at halftime. It is the Bigfork Valkyries. The halftime brought to you by Gilliard Painting. They lead 28-24. Interior and exterior painting and staining, pressure washing, parking lot striping, property caretaking. Chip Gilliard, 1080 Swan Horseshoe Drive in Bigfork, Montana. 210-7794 or chipgilliard@yahoo.com. Gilliard Painting, proud sponsors of Bigfork High School Vikings and Valkyries athletics, including this divisional basketball tournament here in Hamilton, Montana. Great to be back with you here. BFSD events here on YouTube, and we'll be back with the second half from Hamilton, Montana. 406-270-7384. Text me, let me know. I'll give you a shout out there. I want to shout out to Leslie Stodshill, who's up in Missoula. Hope you're feeling better. And the UPS store, thank them for sponsoring us. Talk to Brad. So Leslie, if you're listening out there, a big shout out to you, and I hope that you feel well. All right, we're back here from Hamilton, Montana with the second half. Well, welcome back to Hamilton, Montana. Bigfork basketball to start the second half as they have a 4-point lead. McAnally back in the ballgame along with Benz, Edgerton, Santa Stephen, and Barrett for the Valkyries starting the second half. Johnson along with Stetzner, Rich, Saltenberger, and Cora Kelly to start for Anaconda here in the second half, and we're underway. Inbound to Benz, and Bigfork just got to take care of the basketball, take good shots. Edgerton looking, kicks it out to McAnally. Ben's top of the key, dribbles it off her foot, goes and recovers it. Gets pushed a little bit by Ritz, no foul called, and she dribbles it on half court. Bends and causes the over and back turnover, and it will be Anaconda basketball with 7:42 to go here in third quarter. Johnson will get over to Rich. Rich on the right side, feeds it. Santa Stephen steps in front, takes it away. And she'll pull up, give it up to McAnally. McAnally guarded there by Rich. McAnally throws it away. Johnson picks it up to Rich. Rich quickly up to Stetzner. Stetzner and Benz knocks it out of bounds. As the hustle by Audrey Benz keeps Stetzner from scoring. And it'll be Anaconda basketball. Heading left to right under dial. Underneath the old basketball. Or basket. Rich drives off the rim and no good, and Benz will come up with the rebound and a blocking foul on Johnson. And that'll be her first personal and first team foul, and Benz will inbound to McAnally. 1-3-1 trap by Anaconda. Quickly up to Edgerton, over to Santa Stephen, back out to Benz, top of the key. McAnally, left wing, she'll give it up to Benz at the top of the key for Bigfork. Get to McAnally, in the corner to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive, drives baseline, off the backboard, usually makes that shot, misses it, but Santa Stephen comes up with the rebound, feeds it up to Edgerton from Benz. Her shot up off the rim and no good, and Edgerton will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. Now, a little different, a better start here in the second half by the Valkyries. And that will be the second personal on number 5, Sammy Rich. Second team foul here in the second half. Edgerton to the line. First shot up. Nothing but the bottom of the net by the 5'11 post. Senior post, that is, for Bigfork. And she'll get one more. 6:49 to go here in the third quarter. Edgerton's second shot bounces around the rim and drops. And a 30-24 lead for Bigfork. Sammy Johnson quickly up to Rich. Rich right wing, back out to Johnson, top of the key, over to Stetzner. Looking to drive on the left wing. Throws it up off the rim and no good. And Barrett comes out with it off the backboard and takes it coast to coast. And Rich, no foul called. And Johnson comes up with it, gives it up to Cora Kelly, throws it in the corner to Stetzner. So they're letting them play here in the second half. Over to Rich. Check them Johnson to Rich. Underneath tries to get it, and Edgerton steals it away as that pass was intended for Peterson. Check that for Saltenberger. Benz with the basketball. Gives it up. Edgerton's going to look. Drive. Kicks it over. Barrett. Baseline. Crossover. Off the backboard. A little strong. No good. She usually makes that shot, and just missing that a little bit too hard tonight. And out of bounds off Bigfork. It'll be Anaconda basketball. Kelly inbounds to Johnson. Johnson across the timeline for Anaconda. Over the right wing to Stetzner. Stetzner looking. Throws up a three-point shot. Misses everything. Santa Stephen will come up the rebound. Gives it up. Finds McAnally quickly up to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive on Saltenberger. Puts it up off the rim. And it doesn't drop. But Barrett will go to the line to shoot 2. And that'll be the second personal on Isabel Saltenberger. And third team foul here in the second half already on Anaconda. Barrett to the line to shoot 2. And a 6-point lead. Barrett shot off the rim and a good. She'll get one more. Sanders comes in along with Peterson, replacing Rich and Kelly for Anaconda. And Emma Barrett to the line. She'll shoot one more. Second shot off the rim and no good. And right there, McAnally fighting for it. Ties it up with Sanders, and the arrow points towards Anaconda with 5:39 to go. Chapius will come in and replace Emma Beth. A little frustrated is Emma. Can't make her shot fall. The sophomore. And Johnson will bring across the timeline. Little 2-3 zone looks like for Bigfork. Forcing Anaconda outside. Stetzner on the left wing, looks to drive on. Sanders up and under, can't make it. And Edgerton comes up with the rebound, gives it up to Benz quickly. Benz gives it up to Santa Stevens on the right wing. Back out to Benz. Benz over to McAnally. McAnally, Edgerton. Edgerton looking. Got to step up, drive, shoot that shot, no good. Sanders. And knocked out of bounds by Santa Stevens. And it'll be Anaconda basketball with 5:04 to go. Still 30-24, the Valkyries lead on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Johnson gets it from Sanders, brings it across the timeline. Gives it over to Peterson. Peterson underneath, looking to get Saltenberger. Left-handed layup is good by Saltenberger. And they pull within 4. Into Benz. Benz across the timeline for Bigfork. Gives it over to McAnally. McAnally gives it up to Chapius. Chapius on the right wing looking to drive is Madison. Gives it up to Edgerton, a little bit strong. Santa Stevens comes up with the rebound, puts it up, and she'll get called for the traveling violation. And Scout Nadeau along with Emma Barrett are going to replace Edgerton and Audrey Benz. As looks like Edgerton got hit in the eye and needs to take a break. 30-26, 4:30 to go. Johnson across the timeline for Anaconda. She's going to feed it over to Stetzner. Stetzner right wing looking back door. Gives it to Peterson, top of the key. Meant for Saltenberger, knocked away by Bigfork. Johnson comes up with it, gives it to Saltenberger. Or checks it with Peterson. Over to Stetzner on the right wing. Stetzner trying to look underneath. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson looking to drive. Taking away McAnally. Quickly up to Barrett. Barrett going to try to finish at the rim this time. And smartly brings it out as she didn't have it. Santa Stevens looking to drive. And Johnson steps in front of Santa Stevens and takes the charge. Player control foul on Isabella Santa Stevens. Her first team foul on the Valkyries here in the second half. Still 30-26, 3:55 to go. Valkyries up by 4 over to Johnson. Johnson on the left wing throws up a three-point shot off the rim. And Beth nearly comes up with the rebound, falls to the ground. And that foul will be on Emma Barrett. Her third personal, second team foul on Bigfork here in the second half. Stetzner trying to inbounds. Get to Sullivan. Kicks it over to Stetzner. And a foul on Bigfork. On McAnally. And that'll be her third team foul. Inbound, Sanders. Sanders shot in the way, off the rim and no good. Chapius saves it from going out of bounds. The freshman quickly up the court and looking to drive, gives it up to Barrett. Barrett on the right wing. Gets it out to Santa Stevens. Santa Stevens is going to set it up to Barrett. Barrett to the top of the key. Over the far corner to Scout Nadeau. Almost forgets the basketball, but corrals it. Chapius up and under, and she's fouled, but will go over the free throw line by the freshman Chapius. That's a third personal on number 22, Isabel Saltenberger. And Chapius will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Valkyries. First shot up and drains it. And McAnally will take a seat on the bench, and Audrey Benz will replace her. So McAnally with 3. Barrett with 3. And Chapius to shoot another one. High arcing, off the rim and no good. Nadeau battling with Sanders for it. And the Valkyries have a 5-point lead. Stetzner over to Johnson, back to Stetzner on the right wing. Tried to feed it under Sanders. Knocked away, and Peterson looking to drive. Off the rim and no good. And going to line to shoot 2 is Alyssa Peterson. And another foul on Bigfork. That's the third personal on Audrey Benz. And the 4th team foul here in the second half. And Peterson at the line. First shot rolls around and out. No good. And she'll get one more. Second shot is good. 31-27 on your Montana Athletic Hub scoreboard as the Valkyries lead. Bends across the timeline. We'll give it to Santa Stevens. Santa Stevens over to Chapius. Back to Isabella Santa Stevens. 3-point shot on the way. From the right wing is good by Isabella Santa Stevens. And a 7-point lead now for the Valkyries. Stetzer, right wing, feeds it in the corner. Over to Peterson. Johnson on the drive. Throws something up. And right there, Scout Nadeau knocked away by Anaconda. It'll be Bigfork basketball with 2:38 to go here in quarter number 3. And the Valkyries. Hang on. And bends across the timeline for Bigfork. He's going to get up to Barrett. Barrett looking. Underneath, looking to drive is Emma Barrett. Loses it out of bounds, picks it up, throws it up. Santa Stephen comes up with it. Feeds it to Scout Nadeau. Nadeau out the backboard is good for 2 at 36-27, 2:15 to go. On your Montana Athletics Club scoreboard, the Valkyries lead by 9. Johnson quickly over to Stetzer. Stetzer on the right wing, looking to drive. Right there is Chapius. Feeds it under to Sanders. Sanders can't quite get a hold of it. Johnson comes up with it, throws it back to Peterson. Peterson puts it out the backboard, scores, and we'll go to the line to shoot the N1 for Anaconda. With 1:57 to go here in the third quarter. The basket is good. And Peterson at the line. Rich at the scores table to check in. Looks like she's coming in for Peterson. Her shot up and good, and Peterson will sit down, and Megan Rich returns for Anaconda at a 6-point lead for the Valkyries with 1:57 to go. Bends across the timeline for Bigfork. Feeds it over to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive. Crossover, throws it up off the backboard. Can't quite make it. Right there, Chapius comes up with a loose ball for Bigfork. He's going to give it out to Santa Stephen. Chapius looking. Left-handed crazy shot, no good by the freshman. Sanders comes out with it and knocked away by Benz, but Stetzer will come up with a loose ball. Fouls on number 24. They're going to correct what the foul is on, and I believe is on number 11, the fourth on Barrett. So Edgerton will come back along with Bedford, and Sanders will inbound. Gives it up to Johnson over to Rich on the left wing. Feeds it back across to Stetzer. Stetzer looking to drive. Or Anaconda, just let it go baseline. Somebody from Bigfork's got to step in and take a charge as he drives and scores and pulls Anaconda within 4, 36-32 with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Excuse me. Pens. Edgerton, 3-point shot from the corner on the way off the rim. Right there is Bigfork battling with Anaconda, and off of Anaconda's Sanders. And Isabella Santa Stevens will replace Bedford. So Benz, Nadeau, Chapius, Edgerton, and Santa Stephen in the game for Bigfork. Inbounded, stolen away by Rich from Edgerton. And Rich dribbling up the court for Anaconda. She'll bring it out with 47 seconds to go. Stetzer, right wing, backdoor, throwing it up. And right there is Scout Nadeau. Give it up to Edgerton, and Santa Stephen coming up the court for Bigfork. She'll pull it out. In the corner to Benz. Benz trapped in the right corner. Feeds it up. Can't. Overthrows Scout Nadeau, and Nadeau loses it out of bounds. It'll be Bigfork basketball. Or check me, Anaconda basketball on the Bigfork turnover. Rich inbound to Johnson. Peterson back in along with Kelly for Anaconda. 20 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Back to Peterson. Peterson looking to drive on Edgerton. Santa Stephen right there as well. Cora Kelly looking to drive. Looked like she's traveled. She loses it out of bounds. And turnover to Bigfork with 9.3 to go. 4-point lead by the Valkyries, 36-32. And an opportunity to get the last shot here in the third quarter. Benz quickly across the timeline. 5 seconds to go. Benz looking to drive. Throws it way over the head of Edgerton. Does Audrey Benz, as Edgerton was in the left corner expecting the basketball. 1.1 to go. Sanders looking. Doesn't get it off in time. So 3 quarters in the books here from Hamilton, Montana. In the first day of the final ball game of the Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. And it's the Valkyries leading 36-32 on your Bigfork Village Floors scoreboard. Supporting the youth and activities of Bigfork for 43 years. Remember, Village Floors for all your floral and gift-giving needs. Old Town Square at 8111 Highway 35 in Bigfork, Montana. 837-4282. Bonnie Norrish, proud sponsor of Bigfork High School Athletics. We're back here with the fourth quarter from Hamilton, Montana, momentarily. All right, Bigfork basketball to start the fourth quarter. It's McAnally, Barrett, Chapius, Edgerton, and Santa Stephen. And inbound to Barrett. Dribbles it up. 4 fouls, so Barrett has to play smart. Looking top of the key, gives it over to Santa Stephen on the right wing. Back to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive, gets it to McAnally. McAnally looking underneath, looking for Santa Stephen in the left corner. Gives it over to Chapius. Chapius looking to drive. Throws it up off the backboard, no good. And right there, Barrett comes up with a rebound crossover and puts it off the backboard for 2. And a 6-point lead for the Valkyries. Rich now at the top of the key for Anaconda. Looking. Feeds it underneath, knocked away by Bigfork. And the whistle blows. It'll be the 17th foul on the Valkyries. And it's a third personal on Ansley Edgerton. And Saltenberger will go to the line shooting 1-1 for the Lady Copperheads with 7:20 to go in the ball game. Saltenberger, shot up, makes the first one, so she'll get the bonus. Sanders, along with Peterson, Saltenberger, Rich, and Stetzner in for Anaconda. Saltenberger's shot is good. And a 38-34 Bigfork lead. Into Santa Stephen, give it up to McAnally. McAnally will bring it up the court for the Valkyries. After getting those first 2, she's steady here in the second half. Give it over to Chapius, over to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive. Up, under, off the backboard. No, shows the floater up over the top of the rim and scores, does Emma Barrett. Stetzner, top of the key, looking around the Peterson screen. Peterson feeds it over to Stetzner. Stetzner fakes the 3-point shot, pulls up, throws it underneath the Rich. Rich shot is short, and Peterson comes up with the rebound, throws it up, and scores for Anaconda. And back to a 4-point ball game with 6:34 to go. McAnally across the timeline. Give it up to Chapius. Chapius looking to drive. Kicks it out. Santa Stephen back to Edgerton. Edgerton shot. Nice little jumper inside the key there for 2 for Ansley Edgerton. And back to a 6-point ball game for Bigfork. Rich looking for Stetzner. Stetzner driving on the right wing. No, and she traveled. And she shakes her head. Yes, I did, to the official. The officials for the games, Mac Jacobson out of Missoula, Charlie and Chuck Dotson out of Kalispell, Montana. 6:03 to go. McAnally across the timeline for Bigfork. And Stetzner is going to foul McAnally. And that'll be the 15th foul. And first on Logan Stetzner. 5:58 to go. And McAnally to inbound for the Valkyries. She's going to get out to Chapius. Chapius top of the key, guarded by Sanders. Chapius on the drive. Shoots a little hard, but Edgerton right there for the putback. An 8-point lead, 44-36 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Rich quickly up, gives it over to Sanders. Underneath Edgerton, knocks it away. Intended for Peterson, and out of bounds off Bigfork. It'll remain Anaconda basketball with 5:38 to go. Rich looking to drive. Chapius right there. Crossover, loses it. Edgerton comes up with the rebound, gives it to Santa Stevens. Up to McAnally. McAnally trying to throw it up. Barrett goes back and gets it. Looking to drive, and she's grabbed there by Peterson. And that'll be a foul on Anaconda. And the 6th-team foul. Bigfork will get it out underneath. And number 32, Alyssa Peterson, picks up her second. Inbound to Santa Stevens in the left corner. Out to Chapius on the left wing. Edgerton, little jumper, drains it from inside the free throw line by Ansley Edgerton in a 10-point lead with 5:12 to go. Stetzer looking to drive. And timeout taken by Anaconda. 5:08 to go. And it looks like a full timeout taken by the Lady Copperheads as the Valkyries push the lead to 10, 46-36 on your UPS Store scoreboard. All your printing and shipping needs, 439 Grand Avenue in Bigfork, Montana. 837-2002. Go say hi to the gang. Brad Stoddshill and the folks at the UPS Store, proud sponsors of Bigfork Athletics and the 2020 Western B Divisional Basketball Tournament. We'll be back with the rest of the fourth quarter from Hamilton, Montana. All right, we welcome back to here in Hamilton, Montana. It'll be Anaconda basketball underneath their own basket. Sanders inbounds to Stetzer, throws it off the backboard, and good by Stetzer. A nice shot there by Logan Stetzer. And 5 minutes to go, inbound. Chapius gives it up to McAnally. McAnally across the timeline for the Valkyries. Valkyries are going to be patient. Throws it over to Santa Stevens, knocked away, but Chapius comes up with the loose ball. She'll kick it out to Santa Stevens. On the left wing, over to McAnally. To Barrett. Free throw line, Edgerton, she'll take the shot. Rolls off the rim, but no good. And Santa Stevens going to get called for that one. As she's over the back, and that'll be a 1-on-1 for Anaconda. That's the third personal on Isabella Santa Stevens. And the 8th-team foul on the Valkyries. At the line, shooting a 1-on-1, Mia Sullivan-Sanders for the Lady Copperheads. First shot up and good by the 5'8" junior. She'll get one more as the Valkyries lead by 7. Other shot on the way, no good. Edgerton comes up with the rebound, gives it up to Santa Stevens. Back to McAnally, left side. Fouled by Rich and McAnally. McAnally will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. As that is the first on Megan Rich. And Ashton McAnally at the line for the Valkyries to shoot 1-and-1. First shot up. Drains it for the Valkyries. That'll be key going down the stretch. 4:32 to go, 47-39. 8-point lead by Bigfork. McAnally, second shot off the rim and no good. And run down there by Saltenberger. Saltenberger will give it up to Johnson. Johnson across the timeline, guarded by Chapius. In the corner, Rich, shot no good, and Edgerton comes up with a rebound, gives it up to Madison Chapius. And quickly up the court, gives it up to Barrett. Barrett looking up and under, scores by Emma Barrett, and a 10-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Johnson over to Rich, left wing. Far side, Stetzer on the right wing. 3-point shot on the way by Stetzer. No good. And battling around is Bigfork. Rich comes up with the loose ball, throws it up off the backboard. And right there is Isabella Santa Stevens. She can't quite corral it. And Isabella will take a breather as Scout Nadeau returns to the lineup for Bigfork with 3:50 to go and a 49-39 lead by the Valkyries. Stetzer to inbound for Anaconda. Backdoor to Rich. Rich can't quite handle it to get the layup shot up. Barris got to be careful. She's got 4. And Rich will knock it off Barris' foot out of bounds. It'll remain Anaconda basketball underneath on the near side. Rich calling out the play, looking to get it in, feeds it underneath, and stolen away by Emma Barrett. And a blocking foul called on Stetzer, and Barrett will go to the line to shoot the 1-1 for the Valkyries. So Bigfork just got to take care of the basketball down the stretch, make their free throws, and be patient. 18 fouls apiece, the second one on Stetzer. And Barris' first shot up, drains it. She'll get one more, so she gets the bonus. 3:40 to go, 50-39 on your Bigfork Village scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. Second shot on the way is good by Emma Barrett, and a 12-point lead for Bigfork. Sammy Johnson up across the timeline, over to Stetzer left wing. Stetzer looking to drive for Bigfork right into Edgerton. Edgerton with those 4 is going to be careful, and Stetzer scores. McAnally in the backcourt. Pressure put on by Anaconda. And knocked away as Barrett tries to grab it out of bounds. And it'll be Anaconda basketball on the turnover. Johnson over to Rich. Rich far side to Stetzer. Stetzer looking to shoot the 3-point drives and throws it up. And that'll be a blocking foul. At a 1-1. The 4th personal on Edgerton. And 19th foul. Santa Stephen comes in for Nadeau. Stetzer to the line, shooting 1-1 for Anaconda. Shot hard. And Stetzer comes up the rebound, puts it up. And they'll blow the whistle. That'll be, looks like the 5th personal on Ansley Edgerton. 10th team foul. And Scout Nadeau will return for Bigfork as Edgerton fouls out. And Stetzer will go to the line to shoot 2 as they're in the double bonus, 2 shots. Wrong place at the wrong time for Edgerton on that one. Remains a 10-point lead with 3:09 to go. Stetzer's second shot off the rim and no good. Nadeau runs it down. Bigfork just needs to take care of the basketball. Slow things down as Chapius across the timeline. Gives it out to Barrett. Barrett will give it over to McAnally. In the corner to Scout Nadeau. Out to Santa Stephen. Over to Barrett. Back to Santa Stephen. Right wing to Chapius. Chapius just bring it out. McAnally. Back out to Barrett. They don't need to shoot. It's Chapius. McAnally. McAnally shot off the backboard. No good. Sanders comes up with a rebound. As McAnally shoots it just a little bit short. Good shot, though, by McAnally. Gives it over to Rich. Back to Johnson. Back to Rich. Top of the key. Stetzer looking to drive. And just driving out of control as McAnally reaches in to try to take the ball away. And she'll get called for her 4th personal. And they'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way. Double bonus for Anaconda. And a full timeout is taken by Bigfork. 51-41, 2:25 to go on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. What's going on at the Montana Athletic Club? New things going on at the MAC. MESA Functional Training Area. 2,500 square feet of functional training area featuring indoor turf, power racks, more free weight suspension training, and Quincy rig and a new cardio deck. The Jungle Gym Daycare, now available from Drop and Go. New recovery room, Human Touch Novo XT2 massage chairs featuring cloud touch technology. Provides users with a custom tailored therapeutic massage to benefit and enhance any lifestyle. I could use a massage about now. Updated locker room, steam room, dry sauna, and jacuzzi. New small group functional training classes. Join MUV Tribe today at the Montana Athletic Club. The proud sponsors of Bigfork Athletics and the Valkyries. Well, Bigfork with a 10-point lead, 2:25 to go. Just got to take care of the basketball and be smart about it. Stetzner will go to the line. She'll get 2 as they are in the double bonus. And only 18 fouls against Anaconda, and Stetzner makes the first. So she'll get 1 more. Puts a shot up good, so they pull it within 8 at 51-43 into Chapius. Over to Barrett. Barrett looking, drive across the timeline. And a little bit out of control is Barrett. And she'll lose it out of bounds. Does Emma Barrett. And Anaconda will get it back. Johnson across the timeline. Feeds it over to Rich, left wing. Chapius guarding Stetzner, going to deny her the ball. Rich throws it up, no good. And Bigfork run down by Peterson, I believe. Barrett comes up with a steal for the Valkyries. And needs to slow down. Gives it over to Santa Stevens. Santa Stevens looking over to Chapius. In the corner to Scout Nadeau. They don't need to shoot. Back out to Chapius with 1:46 to go. And an 8-point lead. Chapius with the basketball. Bumped there by Rich. And they're letting them play, that's for sure. 51-43, 1:40 to go. Santa Stevens will inbound for the Valkyries. Looking. Gives it to Chapius. And that almost looked like an intentional foul. Didn't go for the ball when Chapius caught it. And Stetzner just pushes her right in the middle. And they're going to call a 1-and-1. I would have called it intentional, but that's just me. Chapius shoots 1-and-1 as 19 fouls against Anaconda. Chapius, a little bit hard off the rim. Johnson comes up with a rebound. Third personal on Stetzner. And Johnson will give it up to Saltenberger. Saltenberger looking to drive. Drives, throws it off the backboard, no good. And Scout Nadeau nearly comes up with a rebound, runs around, and Johnson comes up with it. Stetzner driving baseline, throws it up. Gets her own rebound, puts it off the backboard, and good. McAnally quickly into Chapius, back to McAnally. And that'll be 10 team fouls, so now the Valkyries will shoot 2 in the double bonus as McAnally will go to the line. That is the 4th personal against Stetzner. And the 10th team foul, and McAnally will get to shoot 2 for the Valkyries. First shot is up. Rolls right off the rim and drops. Off the rim and no good. Ben's back in the lineup for Bigfork with a 51-45 lead with 1:13 to go. Second shot is good by McAnally. And quickly up, Rich looking to drive, takes it right wing, trying to get by Chapius, and Rich just throws it up, and she's going to get fouled to go to the line. All Bigfork has to do is stand there and take a charge. And 2 free throws as they allow Anaconda to try to score with no time going off the clock. That's the first on Chapius. And Megan Rich to the line will shoot 2. In and out, no good. And she'll get 1 more with 1:04 to go and a 7-point lead for the Valkyries. So both teams in a double bonus. Rich's second shot is good. McAnally is going to inbounds to Barrett. Barrett looking. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. That is the 3rd personal on number 5, Sammy Rich. And 2 shots for Emma Barrett. All she has to do is knock these down. First shot is up and good by the sophomore Barrett. And she'll get 1 more. 53-46 on the Bigfork Village scoreboard. Makes the second one, 54-46, 8-point lead with 1:03 to go. Johnson quickly up, looking. And Sanders looking to drive, cut off by McAnally. Stoltenberger, long three-point shot, no good. And Rich runs it down. And Rich will go to the free throw line. As he just lowers her head, goes into Chapius. Chapius trying to get out of the way. And that'll be the second one on Chapius. And Rich will get 2 free throws. 51.1 to go. Second shot is good, first shot is good by Rich, and she'll get one more. Chapius out of the ball game, and they'll bring in Santa Steven, a good free throw shooter for the Valkyries. 54-47, 51.1 to go on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. The second one is good, and they pull within 6. And they're going to call an intentional foul. That's a good call by the referees as she's going up the court and just grabs her from behind, doesn't try to play the ball. And Barrett gets grabbed from behind. And Barrett will get 2, and Bigfork will get the basketball. First shot up off the rim and no good. That's on number 10, Megan Rich, her second. She'll get one more, and then Bigfork will retain possession with 49.7 to go. Oh, off the rim, rolls in and out. No good. And Bigfork will get the basketball underneath. And possession by the Valkyries. Santa Steven in the backcourt to inbound for Bigfork. They break away, gives it up to Barrett. Barrett looking to drive. And Rich grabs her. That'll be her third. And Barrett back to the free throw line. A little easier to shoot with people on the line. You're so used to that. Shooting without somebody standing there, it's kind of a little bit a different picture. So Barrett back to the line. She'll get 2 free throws. A little bit short, needs to use her legs. 54-48, 47.4 to go. Valkyries lead by 6. Barrett, second shot is up. This time she drains it. And a 7-point lead. And timeout is taken by Anaconda, I believe. It is a full timeout taken by the Lady Copperheads. 47.4 to go, 55-48 on your Gary Painted scoreboard. The Valkyries lead here in quarter number 4. And both teams in the double bonus. I'll be back from Hamilton, Montana for the conclusion of tonight's ball game as the Valkyries are up by 7 here in the closing minute of this game. All right, welcome back to Hamilton, Montana. Anaconda inbound. Gives it into Johnson. Johnson, guarded there by Santa Steven. Gets it over to Stetzer. Stetzer on the left wing looking to drive. It's Stetzer right into McAnally right there. And Barrett comes up with a rebound. And Barrett gets fouled in the backcourt. And she'll go back to the free throw line for Bigfork with 33.3 to go here in the ball game. First shot up, in and out for Bigfork. Just needs to relax and reach into the cookie jar. And Barrett will get one more. This one off the rim and no good. Tries to run it down. And Peterson will come down with Anaconda. A 7-point lead for Bigfork in the corner. Johnson out to Peterson. Peterson looking to drive for Bigfork. And out of bounds, tipped out of bounds by... And a nice sportsmanship by Barrett helping up Peterson Chapius will come in for Emma Barrett. And Santa, inbounds to Megan Rich, and a blocking foul on Bigfork as Rich tries to drive with a 55-48. 7-point lead still by Bigfork on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. And to the line, number 5, Sammy Johnson shooting 2. First shot up is good. Pulls them within 6 with 17.9 to go. One more for Johnson. No good. Saltenberger coming up with his McAnally. McAnally with a nice rebound will give it up to Scout Nadeau. Nadeau out to Santa Stephen. Santa Stephen, look, and she's going to get fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2, Isabella Santa Stephen. Sorry, my tongue's getting a little bit tied. And a 6-point ball game. She can seal the deal right here. It is a 2-possession game currently with 7.8 seconds to go. And Santa Stephen's first shot is good. She makes it a 3-possession game with a 56-49 7-point lead. And she'll get one more at the free throw line. Up and good by Santa Stephen. And an 8-point ball game with 7.8. Bigfork does not need a foul. Stetzer quickly up, looking to shoot a 3. Shoots a 3, in and out. And Nadeau comes up with a rebound. And the Valkyries win this one 57-49. And they'll move on to take on Thompson Falls tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. In the semifinals, Anaconda will take on Deer Lodge tomorrow at 1:30. And I'll see if I can get head coach. We'll be back here with your post-game report here from Hamilton, Montana. Let me grab Courtney Gunlock along with Emma Barrett. All right, can you hear me now? Post-game show brought to you by the UPS Store. For all your printing and shipping needs, 439 Grand Avenue in Bigfork, 837-2002, along with the head coach, Courtney Gunlock. Hey, great win tonight. You guys held it out and you made your free throws coming down the stretch. Talk about your team, even though Ansley got in foul trouble early, so did Ashton in the first half, and you were able to play through that with some of those freshmen coming off the bench and contributing for you.
Yeah, we actually had Audrey, Emma, Ashton, and Ansley all had 2 fouls, and 3 of them didn't play much the first half, and those freshmen did. They really stepped up tonight, and they played great.
Well, down the stretch, even Meredith scored 2, but, Ansley struggled a little bit, got a shot there, I thought, in the fourth quarter inside the free throw line, talking about that and making some of those. Ashton always does a great job bringing the ball up, controlling things and keeping things going, but, leading the way. Talk about the job Emma Barrett did. Down the stretch, she went to the free throw lane a lot. She got the ball in bounds, and she was fouled, and she was all over the court tonight.
Yeah, no, her effort, especially on defense, was amazing tonight, and that turned into a lot of offense. She had great rebounds where she got fouled and was put to the line. I really felt like our defense stepped up in the second half. I thought we played a lot better. We still had some fouls, but I thought defensively is why we won that game in the second half.
Yeah, she looks like she put up 17 tonight, and she made 5 free throws down the stretch, so that was key to sealing the game, especially when they were in the double bonus, and they missed some, but you guys were able to get the rebound, and then she got fouled and made some free throws really to seal that ball game. You guys win that game here tonight, 57-49, so a big 8-point win against Anaconda, and that means you get to play Thompson Falls tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night, right
Absolutely.
back here at 8 o'clock.
Absolutely.
So we're excited to hear that. Great job. I mean, the girls hustle. I thought Scout Nadeau came and played great on the backboard, rebounding. Ansley, when she was out, not in foul trouble, did a nice job, but they were trying to take her out of the game, it looked like to me, and
Yeah, she's actually got a shiner. She she got poked in the eye and it's already swollen up. So, I mean, she still came in and still played well.
Yeah, I noticed her rubbing her eye when you took her out that one time. And then Chapius, nice job as well.
Yeah.
Hustling, even Audrey, all of them, everybody contributing. That's what it is, talking about a team.
Absolutely.
And you guys did a great job tonight. So.
Yep, thanks.
All right, I'll talk with Emma Barrett. That's head coach Courtney Godlock on the post-game show. Thanks for joining me, Courtney. And we'll sit down and talk to the leading scorer for the Valkyries. Get the headset on her. She can hear me. Can you hear me, Emma?
Yeah.
Looks like you got a little bit out of sorts there at times, frustrated not making the free throws, but just got to relax and put them in. And I thought you did a great job down the stretch, making 5 free throws when you needed to. It's a little bit different trying to shoot free throws with nobody on the line, isn't it?
Yeah, that was actually my first time having to do that, so that was a little bit nerve-wracking.
And I noticed that, but when people were on the line, you seemed to be just fine. And you put up 17 tonight. I thought you were all over the court. Talk about the game and your contributions and what you had to do with some of your other teammates getting in foul trouble. Even yourself got 2 early in the ball game.
Yeah, early I picked up 2, and I didn't play at all the second quarter. And then this game was really important to us. We really want to go to state. So the second half, we just left it all out on the court. It was a bummer to see Ansley foul out. But I think that really just made some of the younger kids have to step up, which was really good to see. And overall, I just think it was a really good team win.
We'll talk about those younger kids. Scout Nadeau came in, played a key role. Madison Chapius as well. And they're just freshmen, but able to come up. Scout Nadeau in the end of the first half nails those 2 threes in the right corner down here to put you guys up at halftime.
Yeah, that was a turning point in the game. Definitely going into the half with a lead definitely gave us a boost of confidence. So that was really cool of Scout to step up and hit those.
Well, then I thought you in the second half you really came out strong after halftime. Does Coach talk about that? I know the boys' coach talks about the first 5 minutes of the second half, really getting after it to set the tone for the second half.
Yeah, we just wanted to go out there and work our butts off and leave it all out on the court.
I thought you guys really pushed the ball well, played good defense. You were really scrappy and seemed like you were everywhere. Those crossovers that you usually make, you missed a couple, but then you came back and made a couple of those, driving left hand and crossing over to the right, and did a great job tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Well, great win for you guys. So, hey, you get Thompson Falls again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard for that team to beat you that many times, so you guys are going to have to take care of business against Thompson Falls, but it's exciting that you got that first win here in Divisional. That's key. That puts us in the semifinals and a chance to go to the championship as you play at Thompson Falls tomorrow night in the Lady Blue Hawks.
Yeah.
Well, great job tonight as always, Emma. Thanks for joining me on the post-game show. Great to see you.
Thank you.
All right, Emma Barrett putting up 17 tonight, and key in the fourth quarter as she hit 5 free throws down the stretch for the Valkyries, and the Valkyries win this 57-49. Post-game brought to you by Bigfork Village Florist. Supporting the youth and activities for over 43 years. Remember Village Florist for all your floral and gift-giving needs. The Old Town Square at 8111 Highway 35 in Bigfork. 837-4282. thanks to Bonnie Norsh and the Bigfork Village Sports for sponsoring Bigfork High School Athletics and the Valkyries. So the Valkyries and the Vikings both win today, and we'll be on the radio with both of those games. I'll have the Vikings taking on Leary at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, and the Valkyries will take on the Thompson Falls Lady Bluehawks at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Hopefully that'll be a little bit sooner. Thanks for joining me here from Hamilton, Montana, the Western B opening day of the Divisional Basketball Tournament for 2020. This is James LaFontaine, your final from Hamilton, Montana. It was the Bigfork Valkyries 57, the Anaconda Lady Copperheads 49. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, and good night wherever you are.